friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Elysia Writes, writer, reader, creative chaos enthusiast, and frequent coffee drinker. Today, we are going to do our first July 6-month challenge update.
One eternity later.
Well, that was unexpected. So, as you can see, I'm back, but not with my July update because it's now Halloween. So, what's been going on while I've been away? Well, I did take a 2-week vacation in August. I had already had that planned. I had done some content preparation. I released, I think, one my July book reads update video. And then I took some time off to actually go on vacation for a week. Then I came back and I changed my job. So I had interviewed, I got hired. I did my 2 weeks at my previous company, which were really, really busy trying to transition everything over. And that was the end of August. And then starting my new position in September. And it took me a little bit to kind of get acclimated, really. You know, when you switch to a different company after you've been at one for as long as I had at that point, it's like a whole new world, you know. And it definitely, I think, took me most of September into early October to just kind of settle into my new role. Now, where does that put this fantastic 6-month challenge that I gave myself to the end of December to have a fully ready to publish manuscript? Frankly, I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest here. I have not done much writing. I think when we last left off, the last update I had, I just crossed the 10,000 word mark. I did, I think, one more writing sprint. I'll be entering in clips around here somewhere of some of the stuff I had already filmed while I was taking my break. And I think I managed to hit maybe like 12,000 words in the actual manuscript. But as I was writing those chapters, I realized I still needed a bit more of the world backstory because I was trying to reference things that I hadn't actually created yet. So I think right now total in Scrivener it's about 17,000 words, but a good chunk of that has been stuff I've put into the backstory. So that being said, it is now almost November. It will be November in 2 days. And we're going to talk a little bit about NaNoWriMo here. While that organization no longer exists, there are other people who are doing kind of the same aspect of trying to write a novel in November, trying to write at least 50,000 words in November. You know, now that it's been kind of disbanded, you kind of can set your own goal, which is really kind of cool. I did see a couple of programs that were offering competitions, incentives, things like that, to participate in November. After taking a look at a couple different ones, I have decided that I think what I'm going to do is participate in the Readsy challenge. And kind of honestly start over. A lot of the words that I've already written that are part of my actual manuscript, which is only like a couple chapters, frankly, they need to be rewritten anyways. I added a lot of backstory and world building that are not referenced in those chapters that really should be anyways. Some of the motivations have slightly changed with the changes to the world building and backstory. So it's kind of, I would have had to have kind of rewritten those chapters from scratch anyways, even if I had continued on and just been like, well, I'll get back to it later. So that's the plan for the novel. My other goals, frankly, at this point, I have far surpassed my reading goal. I've at this point read, I think, 52 books total, because I started a page in, you'll see a clip of it here in just a second, the story graph, to actually provide better, more cute highlights. And so far, I have read, let's go back to just general month here for 2025. I've read 52 books. I actually read 17 books in October, so I have not completely abandoned my goals. My health goals are still there. I think at this point I probably need to talk to someone, see a doctor, specialist or something, because I'm not making the progress that I want to, but I am actually still, I've been counting my calories. I've been eating healthily. I've only really lost about 5 to 10 pounds because it keeps fluctuating, and just not making the progress that I want, even though I am hitting my step goal. I am at least exercising, at least a half an hour a day. I've been going for walks outside. But we'll just kind of leave that there. I mean, at this point, it kind of is what it is, and I need to see the doctor anyways, so maybe at some point I'll give a further update on that. All right, so November. What I am going to try to do is follow Readsy's kind of plan. They have some kind of really cool like check-ins, Friday meetups. I'm going to try to attend as many of those as I can and document as many of those as I can. Obviously, if it's something that's like on a Zoom call, I may not have the ability to film that. And it may just be kind of like here's a check-in. I'm trying really hard to not push myself too much, but I'm finally in a place at my new position where I feel like I know what I'm doing again. Which gives me the mental bandwidth at home to be able to be like, okay, I can do this. And then that'll give me part of December to try to kind of clean everything up, wrap it up. And, if I don't quite hit a completed book, I'm still trying to aim to at least hit that 50,000 word mark that Readsy is set for the goal for November. Upcoming for books, I have read a lot of books since the July book reads. I read, it was like 10 in August. I read 17 in October. And then I've read 9 in September. So that's a lot to get through to do reviews on. I'm also still trying to read through, if you know who he is, Jazza Brooks, Jazza on YouTube. I'm reading through his new book right now. And there's a couple that maybe I might try to do instead of one big review, try to maybe kind of silo those ones out. There's a couple of series that I read that it might make more sense to do just a single video in the series versus trying to smush everything into like one wrap up. If you have any preferences though on that, more than happy to take some feedback. If you like the one book format, or if you like just a quick, TLDR, here's what I did in this month. Or maybe I can find some middle ground between the two. Let's see. That's books, that's reading wrap-ups. I had some other content planned that I was going to post in October because it was all kind of like spooky Halloween themed. I may or may not get to that. I might just scrap it and save it for another time, or I might try to throw it out in December or end of this month, end of November. So anybody who's still watching this, thank you. I know I kind of disappeared there, and that happens sometimes. And when I set out for this challenge, I wanted to change my life, and I wanted to change it drastically, and I do still think that I'm doing that. even if I haven't quite hit all the goals that I had originally set for myself. You know, life changes in different ways, and it is not like this current timeline we are living in has made trying to achieve anything extraordinarily easy. So I just want to thank everybody, and, you know, feel free to drop book recommendations in the comments. You know, how are you guys doing any sort of novel writing, like NaNoWriMo style challenge? If you are, what are you doing? What's your goal? I would love to support anybody trying to achieve their novel dreams in November. All right, and so that's a wrap for this update. Again, I'm sorry for kind of disappearing. Also not sorry. And see you in the next one. Toodaloo.